Hello everybody and welcome back to The Last of Us. We were just exploring the university campus. We are still trying to get to the science building. The building that looks like a giant mirror. No sign of our firefly buddies yet, and it's looking a little bit grim. You'd think we would see somebody by now, but not yet.
No guards.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
Has a
I'd
big
expect
building.
To see someone by now. Let's get inside.
Before we do that, let's have a look in these tents, because there's gonna be quite a few supplies. Make back all of my Molotovs, or some of them at least, since I used a bunch of them.
You ever been to one of these?
What, university?
Yeah.
No, not as a student, at least.
Why not?
I had Sarah when I was pretty young.
Were you married?
For a while.
What happened?
Okay,
Too much?
too much.
So you can see Joel opening up a little bit there. Before, he wouldn't let anybody even utter a word about Sarah. Mention her name, nothing. He didn't want to talk about it, didn't want to think about it, nothing. And he's still not entirely open about it. You know, he's not discussing her openly in great detail or anything like that. He's not giving Ellie his life story, but he is opening up a little bit. I kind of feel at this point in the game that the gameplay kind of takes a nosedive. I really don't like these last couple of chapters, starting with this chapter up until the end. I think at this point we're about 70-ish% done, and we have this chapter and 2 more that follow. So we are getting dangerously close to the end. I think that they started to really focus on cementing a very concrete relationship between the two of them. And fair enough, I think that that's important, and it's been building for a long time over the course of the game. But for some reason, I just really don't enjoy these last couple of chapters, and it's always kind of just like, I want to get it finished, is kind of more the feeling than anything else. Although, with the next chapter we're playing, they have tried something a bit different and a little bit unique, and we're going to be seeing that. That's not to say that I don't enjoy this game throughout. It's kind of like how I talked about the chapter where we were going through Bill's town. Not my favorite chapter, but I will admit that there's a bunch of things that they did in that chapter that's really cool.
All right, not what
But I feel like the first couple of chapters of this game are much stronger than the last parts of it, for sure. Alright, we're in. I guess we're gonna have to leave the horse now. It's not like we can lift him up here with us. And I guess this is going to be how we're gonna get into the science building where the fireflies are supposed to be. Kinda neat that they've tried to use solar panels for their energy. I don't know how well that has worked, but an innovative idea. Guess they have to try everything.
All right, we're inside. Come on, kiddo, give me your hand.
Especially if they were running a lab out here.
Thanks. Let's look around.
Okay, so this area is ripe with stuff. There are a lot of rooms and a lot of stuff to grab. So, let's start, shall we? There's also a weapons bench in this room. They're putting them a lot more closer together because we just had a weapons bench at the start of this chapter when we first got onto the campus, which wasn't too long ago. The way that Ellie went is kind of the way you're supposed to go. You could follow her out when you're confident you've looked at everything.
Yoo-hoo! Fireflies! There's mankind over here.
God, Ellie, keep it down.
down until we figure out what's going on.
element of surprise. Have you ever heard of such a term? Probably don't want to be shouting just in case. Just because we haven't seen anybody doesn't mean that there's not anybody lurking about. Friendly or not. And then at the end of this hallway there's a shiv door. And as I found out, this is probably one of the most important shiv doors of all. I really hope you guys have a shiv, because there's a training manual, I think, sitting on this table here if it's your first time playing, which obviously you'll want to pick up. And then in this toolbox is another set of tools, which allows you to upgrade your weapons further. So those are two really important things that you could potentially miss out on if you're not careful. I wouldn't exactly call it game breaking, but it certainly puts a hamper on being able to fix your weapons and things like that for sure. There was also quite a few parts in there. Now, I don't know, I used quite a few parts when we were back at our last weapon bench, but I guess, seeing as how I don't know if we're going to find another one or not for a little while, I'll check and see if there's anything that I can upgrade. 195 parts since we last looked at the one we were at. That's kind of amazing. They're just handing stuff out left, right, and center, which, hey, I'm not complaining about. I think that's awesome. So we now have the El Diablo fully upgraded. We're just going to work on our shorty, and that will be the last of our pistols upgraded. Still have a little bit of upgrading to do on the rifle, the shotgun, and the flamethrower.
Oh, there we go.
So if the game continues to be good to us, I should be able to finish upgrading those in this playthrough, and if not, then I'll have to work on that on my own time, I suppose. I think that's all there was in there, so we'll just keep on going here. Ellie's already gone ahead and she's starting to look through things, see if there's anything important.
Nothing useful.
Ain't nothing here but a bunch of medical mumbo-jumbo.
I don't get it.
Looks like they all just packed up and left in a hurry.
Maybe not all of them.
Stay close.
Well, the good news is that they were here. Obviously, it looks like they were using this as a lab. The bad news, obviously, is that I don't think they're here anymore, and who knows how long it has been since they left. You have to remember that Joel and Ellie started their journey probably in the springtime, and we're now into late fall, going into winter. So they've been on the road for months. And if we can make this much distance in the amount of months we've been on the road, then I'm sure the Fireflies can do the same thing. So who knows if we'll ever catch up to these guys.
There are no bodies. That's good, right?
We found out where they went.
I don't know. That could be a good or a bad thing. It could mean that they've packed up and left and they're not here anymore, or it could mean that they've turned into something, clickers or runners or, you know, whatever. Okay, that just goes back there. That's a shortcut door. Lots of labs. Again, a lot of rooms in here to look around in. I'll make another shiv, I guess. Haven't really been using many shivs. I guess just because the amount of clickers you run into kind of lessens the more you go through the game. In the earlier part of the game, you're running more into runners and clickers and other infected, and then as soon as you get past bills, it starts to turn into hunters and bandits and human enemies. And I mean, you can use a shiv on them. It takes them out faster than strangling them if you're in a hurry, but I never think to do that, honestly. I always just think to manually strangle them if I'm sneaking up behind them. Alright. I think this is the last room to loot, and then we'll catch up with Ellie. And again, look at all these goddamn supplements. I know that on lower difficulties, supplies are more abundant. I know that you may or may not be able to find as many crafting supplies and ammo on a higher difficulty, but I'm not entirely certain if things like your supplements and your parts and things like that change at all. I think that those are set in stone number values.
Shit.
So if that's the case, then on any difficulty, they're really giving you a lot of supplements. There's something in here, probably infected. Come over here to this desk and you can grab this X-ray, which is an X-ray of growth of the virus on someone's brain. So the Fireflies must have willing or unwilling participants for their experiments and their research, I would guess.
Jesus.
Monkeys!
At least it ain't clickers.
Yeah. No fireflies either. Well, maybe in all that research, they turned into fucking monkeys.
Just keep searching, we'll find something.
We saw some of the monkeys in the courtyard as well, so I guess there's quite a few of them here. Maybe they were using them for experiments or something like that. I kind of feel bad for Ellie at this point. You can kind of sense that she's getting really frustrated. And I think as much as she enjoys traveling with Joel, she probably wants it to come to an end eventually. And if she's agreed to kind of help mankind, and she did this months and months ago, I would think it was possible that over a period of time she might change her mind, you know, so probably wants to get everything settled as soon as possible. There's a recorder on the table that we can listen to.
That's 4 pallets of lab equipment all packed up and ready to go. Now, big question is, what do we do with all you guys? They say the tainted batch needs to be put down. You know what I say? Say screw that. Who made a bigger sacrifice than you, right? Anyone deserves to run free out there. Hey, easy! Ah, shit. Oh no. You did me. Oh my god.
Well then.
Sure glad we didn't mess with them monkeys.
He didn't say where they went.
I know, let's just keep looking.
Is it possible that the monkeys have the same virus, or were they talking about something completely different? I would assume they're probably talking about the same brain disease, but if that was months and months and months ago, presumably, then the monkeys seem to be okay.
You're looking for the Fireflies. They've all left.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm dead. Or I will be soon. Got me some time to reflect. Been years that felt like we were... Fucking thing was a giant waste of time. I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Come on.
Looking for the others. They've all returned to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. You'll find them there. Still trying to save the world. Good luck with that.
Do you know where that is?
I know the city.
Is it far?
It ain't close. I mean, on horseback.
What? The fireflies?
Get down!
Oh!
Not fireflies. Fuckers.
It don't matter.
Well,
We know where to go. Let's get the hell out of
it
here.
was only a matter of time. We haven't really had much combat in this section, this chapter so far at all, so... it's kind of inevitable. I'm just gonna switch some of my weapons here because I haven't used the bow at all, really, since Bill's chapter, I don't think. And I'm not really going to use the flamethrower much either, I don't think, so. Alright. Let's take out some more of these assholes. Oh,
Do this.
fuck. Buddy. Ow. At least the first couple guys just have melee weapons, that's not too bad. And because I have a machete, I can take him out with one hit. And I think I'll take the hatchet. Since again, it's also a one-hit kill weapon, and that one has more durability. My health's looking okay. I could probably afford a couple more hits, but might as well heal up in case things get hairy. It looks like they've set off some flares. Oh, and they've already seen me. I'm sure it's possible to maybe, like, stealth this area to some extent, but I find it difficult. Fuck. God damn it. That arc was too high. It hit the wall. I was gonna say, I find it a little bit difficult of an area to stealth because there's so many of them and they already know you're here. They started shooting at me, like, immediately. And I think most of these guys now, aside from those two guys that charged at us, all have guns. So I don't think we're gonna have a lot of luck, kind of, like, bum rushing them like I had done previously. Well, whatever. They're all gonna end up dead anyways. One way or another. Like, I can see a shadow over there, but it doesn't... Oh, that's because he's so close. I was gonna say, it's not actually showing me where he is, which doesn't help. Okay. I think that's all of them. Yep, okay. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh, wait, another one. False alarm. Fuck you, buddy. Oh, and another one. Fuck you, too. Oh, hatchet to the neck. Brutal. Okay, and another one. There's more of these guys than I remember there being. That kind of sucks. That can get kind of hairy if you're unprepared, or if you're, like, ballsy, I guess, like I am, or careless, whatever you want to call it. Oh shit, more! Do you guys ever fucking quit? Jesus Christ! Like, where were you guys earlier? Like, there was not a fucking soul in this area. Nothing. Nobody. No evidence that there was anybody around. And then all of a sudden, these fuckers just decide to bum rush you. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure that's the last guy. Now's as good a time as any to get out of here. There's always that one guy who's just waiting. Lying in wait. This is what almost got Joel last time. Oh, looking at that hurts me. Oh, Joel, you done fucked up. Ew. Yuck.
What do you want me to do? What? Oh man. Joel?
I'm gonna need you to pull.
Okay.
That's not a good idea.
1, 2, 3.
Gnarly.
Let's get to the damn horse.
Well, I'm thinking that Joel's really freaking glad he gave her a gun and taught her how to use it, because it looks like she's really gonna need to help us here.
Joel? How we doing?
I'm fine.
Ugh,
Can you handle the window?
they're both just covered in blood. It looks like Joel's losing a lot of blood. Which is, you know, understandable. He's got a huge hole right through him. And I'm sure that piece of rebar was, like, rusty and shit, too.
Just stay
So he's
here.
probably gonna have a huge infection to deal with.
Ellie,
I don't think we have a lot of medical supplies
those are my
handy.
friends you killed, asshole. Come on out. You want to do this the hard way?
So with that guy, you want to wait until Ellie distracts him and then shoot. I think if you try to shoot him first, you can screw it up.
I'm okay.
You're not okay, Joel. Now come on.
Yeah, I agree with Ellie. You really don't look good, man. But, you know, to be fair, I don't think most people in your situation would look good.
There's no one here. Hurry.
That is a rough injury to have. And what do? I mean, she can't just leave him there. He would die. But then if you pull it out, you're also at a huge risk, and he could possibly die as
Can you
well.
walk?
Yes.
Then fucking walk. Come on.
I'm walking as fast as I can, Ellie.
Just a little bit more. Come on. Hey. Joel?
Behind you.
What?
Ellie. The kid's got a gun. Who's in there?
You got this, Ellie. You got this.
Joel. Here. Stand up.
This girl is fearless.
All right. Let's go. I swear to God, I get you out of this. You're so singing for me.
You wish.
Wait here. I'll get the door.
Take your time.
Come on.
Come on, Joel, just a little bit more. I'm sure the horse is close by now.
Fuck.
Oh, shit.
Come on.
Just get the horse.
And in the time that we were in the science building, it's now started to snow. So this isn't good. We're now getting into winter.
You get on?
It's going to be harder to get around. Joel's injured. We don't know where the fireflies are. It is just an all-around really bad situation.
I think we're safe. Joel? Joel? Shit. Joel, here. Oh, get up, get up, get up. You gotta tell me what to do. Come on. You gotta get up. Joel? This won't last very long. You'll just startle it.
Alright, so we jump right into our next chapter where we actually get to play
Where'd you go?
as Ellie. Joel's nowhere to be found, and I hope that doesn't mean the absolute worst has come about, but I guess we're going to have to see. We will continue on next time. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you then.